And away we go. A little bit unexpected. We were going to take the night off from the Bearcat Journal. Galactic fried chicken nightcap.
Yeah, turn your TV down.
Ooh, yeah, I got ESPNU on. They're breaking down the NIT. I was riveted. How about they still want to chirp tonight of all nights? Xavier fans want to chirp. Come on, man. Just hold the L and keep it moving.
Let it go.
GalacticFriedChicken.com. As always, download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Get delivered to your humble abode. Get pickup or do what we always do. Just stop in, visit Shane, tell him pump it up, give 15% off, and take care of all your Galactic needs. Good dinner tonight. It didn't include Galactic fried chicken, but it was pretty solid. Yep. Did like a baked penne with Italian sausage and homemade sauce and
nice
pound of mozzarella cheese.
Can't go wrong there.
Some garlic ciabatta bread. Ooh, yeah. So we did it pretty good tonight. Let's get going. Aaron, you're back in Athens. That's it. You are officially you're out of Cincinnati, huh?
Not entirely. There's still some furniture. I gotta hire some movers. Unless anybody else wants to make a quick $100 helping me get stuff out.
You're gonna $100 to get something from downtown to Athens?
No, just to get it from the apartment down the 4 flights of stairs because it doesn't fit in my elevator, and get it into a U-Haul.
Okay. Well, anybody out there? There's some college kids that watch this.
Just saying, $100.
DM Aaron. He'll try to take care of you. So the big news of the day, and this is why we wanted to have one tonight. We'll touch on it extensively in the bounce tomorrow. God knows what else we're going to talk about on the nightcap this week. Spring break, so a little bit of a tough one. However,
yep.
Cincinnati not in the NCAA tournament, which we knew.
Yep.
Cincinnati not in the NIT, which we assumed.
Why is that, Chad?
Because their resume wasn't good enough to be in the NIT.
I just thought there was more to it where they don't play in secondary tournaments.
No, the NIT they would have the NIT is owned by the NCAA. Yeah, I mean that's a legit if you're Xavier and you can't make the NCAA tournament for 4 years in a row, you go to the NIT. It's what it is. But like the CBI, the CIT, whatever they're called now, like the sprout up tournaments that have happened.
Throw whatever anagram together you want.
Yeah, like the Cincinnati's decided that they will not play in those tournaments, even if there was an invite. So the season's done. The season's over. Put an end to year one of the Wes Miller era.
How are you feeling right now after year one?
Not bad, because I think if
it's about where we pegged it, months ago now, where we thought this would end up.
We said 17. I said 17 to 19 wins. I don't remember exactly where you were at.
I think I went 19 to 20. I was in that range.
I think you were a little bit more.
A little higher, yeah.
Which would have been right had they managed to sneak a few close games out towards the end of the season.
Right.
That they didn't.
Maybe if their schedule had been what their schedule was, as opposed to 12 games in February.
Right. So it's about what I thought. Did it play out exactly as I thought? No, it never does.
Right.
But the end game, when we got to the finish line, the race looked about how I expected the race to look. But I think the staff is ready to get to work on what it is.
Well, before we go any further with that, who stood out to you this year as a surprise?
Surprise?
Yes.
Nobody? I guess Dave DeJulius a little bit, but we knew
that's why
there were hints. There were hints that he had that in him.
Sure.
Last year, he was just miscast as a point guard. He was being asked to run the team, and that's not what he's specifically built to do.
Am I crazy to say that this year's David DeJulius was better than Keith Williams last year as a Bearcat?
No, I think that's fair. I think he was more consistent. Like, that was always Keith's problem, right? Like,
Sure.
one night it was 25, the other night it was 8 or
And I know
3.
there's plenty of people who won't want to hear that. I don't think it's a hot take, but I just mean like
Keith had a fantastic Cincinnati career.
Absolutely.
But there were times with Keith, like he'd pick up that really dumb third foul, or that second foul with 12 minutes to go in the first half, where he has to sit out the rest of the half. There were just some things with Keith that Keith was better as a third or fourth guy, and he was forced into a role with Jaron and Trey gone of being a number one, and it just wasn't a number one. Like that. That's not a knock on Keith. And look, make no mistake, if things would have been handled right, this team would have been better with Keith Williams.
Absolutely.
Better with Keith Williams.
100%.
No question asked.
Kevin Johnson, 100%.
So, like Keith and Dave, that would have been interesting. With Jeremiah, like you'd have had 3 guys that have shown at the high Division I level they could score. Probably would have won a couple more games with Keith.
Well, and Keith is better off, as we've seen, not being the guy.
He would have been comfortable with Dave.
Thrives as a secondary player. Absolutely.
Well, he thinks he's. Never mind.
That's a story for a different day.
You're not going to get into that.
Story for a different day.
No, Dave, I guess I would consider a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Micah, I thought started the season pretty strong. I thought he finished. He struggled down the stretch. I think teams kind of figured him out. Maybe we got the answer on why nobody ever increased his volume, if you will. Like, remember, we want Micah to be more aggressive, and then Micah got more aggressive, and we were like, oh, not what we thought. John Newman had a really good year, but that's John Newman. I got what I expected out of John Newman.
Glue guy.
Yeah, that's what he was advertised as. That's what he was billed as.
Yeah,
that's what he was. When he was healthy.
Go ahead.
When he was healthy, and he could give you that 8, 9, 10, 11 points. Like, if that's what Cincinnati gets next year out of John Newman, all the intangibles, the defense, the rebounding,
hustle,
and he's an 8 to 10 point a game guy. Like, if that average gets up to 9, 10, this team's going to be okay. Like, I firmly believe that.
Hensley came on late.
Yeah, late. Which is a good positive.
As long as you carry that over into next year from the jump.
And what did we talk about with Hensley all season? Confidence. He didn't play with confidence. The last 3 weeks,
he found his role.
He found his role. He found what he was comfortable with. He found his confidence, and he was effective. So big offseason for Hensley, big offseason for Odie, big offseason for Vic, because you're losing Abdul Adu, you're losing Hayden Kovac, and you're going to have guys step up.
So we're saying adieu to Adu?
Get out. So yeah, well, like a couple of those guys are going to have to step up. Obviously, we have talked from the start. One of the things we have said, this team's going to need a big man transfer in the portal.
Yeah,
that has not changed. I've gotten to a point. I talked about this last night. I think the number is 3. The number could be 4. Like, when you start getting into these conversations, it's like, you're honest, you're open, you tell them this is what we see, this is what we think, this is where we project your future is. Sometimes those conversations are meant to like be harsh, maybe. Other times you're being honest, and the person that you're having the conversation with says, well, it's not my vision. Okay, well, what's your vision? Can we meet in the middle? How do we meet in the middle? Or Does the player decide,
I'm out?
I need to do what's best for me, which it's 2022, man. Like,
Well, I mean, I think you saw that just last week with football, where there was a kicker.
one day of spring practice, the new guy kicked, and he was like, "I'm in the transfer portal.
See ya.
My services are no longer needed here." Like he
More power
waited
to
it
you.
out. Yeah, no, he waited it out. Let's see what the new guy's got. I think
You like that?
Ryan Cohen, his first kick, I thought he was going to bring the scissor lift down. Like he hit it square in the middle, and it was like waving back and forth. I was like, that's aggressive. It's aggressive. The ball bounced like 27 yards off of the scissor lift back onto the field.
Good God.
And I didn't make the bad joke I made last time I told that story. So growth. I'm proud of me.
We're all here for that.
So we'll see. Like some of those conversations are going to happen this week. Some of them will be next week when guys get back from spring break. The good news is for us, that kind of breaks things up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
Here for
Although right now over spring break, I'd like all the news to come out just so we can get through.
We're gonna be running on the struggle bus. We're gonna be running on the struggle bus next week.
A week of nothing. No, never say that, Aaron. Never say that though, because that's when you think like we got a week of nothing. It ends up being make it stop.
I have so many boxes I have to unpack here. Like I don't need to be like, oh, you can't write all the articles I need to write. All right, cool.
Right. So it's going to be an interesting week. There's an interesting 10 days probably is the right answer.
Okay.
Because that's probably where most of these decisions are going to be made or over the next 10 days. I don't know exactly how it's going to happen. I don't know I've got a couple ideas that we'll get to as things evolve and play out.
Yeah.
But I think 3 is probably the number. If it's 4, I wouldn't be surprised. If it's more than 4, I would be a little shocked.
Hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and wait. That's what this show is for, right? Every day, you hurry up and wait for the nightcap. So that usually at like 8 o'clock in the morning, you can get caught up. We're
right.
usually up a lot later than you.
Well,
it's just how it goes.
Yeah. 8 o'clock's the new 7 o'clock. So
yeah, fact, true story.
I know.
But it's 11:13.
The new 10:13.
All right, that's it for tonight. I know it's vague.
No, it's not.
Again, baseball. Yeah, yes. Go ahead.
Baseball had a rough weekend.
Yeah, they did.
They dropped 2 of 3 in the first pitch invitational. 8-10.
Well, they dropped 2 of 2.
Well, I'm getting to that. 2 of 3. Michigan State, they lost to 8-10. Kansas was canceled.
Do you know why?
They didn't want this smoke.
No. The Big 12, and we're headed to the Big 12, so this is something to remember. The Big 12 has a policy for baseball. If it is below 32, if it's at or below 32 degrees at first pitch, that game is off. We ain't playing. I love it.
It was that cold in Greenville, South Carolina?
Yeah. Like that literally, that's why the game was put on the shelf on Saturday. It was 32 degrees or 31 degrees at first pitch. And the Big 12 policy says our teams do not play in that shit.
I don't blame them. That's the way baseball should actually be.
Phenomenal.
Across the board, it should be that. Like
32 degrees? Nah, bro.
From the little leagues all the way to the pros, it should be. If it is below freezing, no one's going out.
They every baseball field has one of those big thermostat things that they use in football, like in Green Bay.
Yeah.
It's minus 27 degrees today.
I'm here for all of the not playing baseball below 32 degrees.
It's out.
Ever.
game is canceled.
Just top to bottom. Put it in every baseball byline. Period.
Rain, snow, thunder, lightning. Nah, bro, it's cold. I ain't going out there.
Cool. But Cincinnati also lost to Western Carolina 6-8 final score.
8-6.
That's not the way it reads.
I don't care. You read it 8-6.
Tell them to
the
listen.
Winning score is always first. Always, Aaron.
Well, Cincinnati was apparently the home team, so
I went to broadcast school. I'm telling you.
Maybe it's different in
Never
baseball.
read it 6-8. It's the winning number is always first.
Plenty of action this week as
teaching you, and you're ignoring me.
Plenty of action this week as Cincinnati will play USC Upstate on Monday, Wofford on Tuesday before 4 games next weekend. So,
and I believe next weekend's supposed to be Wednesday and Thursday are supposed to be awesome. Friday and Saturday are supposed to be rain and kind of chilly again.
Well, they'll be playing
sucks.
St. Joseph's here in Cincinnati next weekend. So
with the owl,
that's your next home game.
Yeah. Keep up. Jeff Gentle every week gives you a full rewind on the Uke baseball board.
We're gonna work on having him.
Journal.
We're gonna work on having him on PTP soon.
Okay. Yeah. Jeff loves UC baseball. Loves it.
I'm here for it.
All right. That's a wrap. We'll see you tomorrow night. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. They are Galactic Fried Chicken. This is the Nightcap on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!